The door opens, and there she is. After 2 years, after 730 days where you weren't even sure if she was still alive. You've almost forgotten her name, how it feels in your mouth when you call it. And now she's just standing there, on the threshold, looking at you. Your hand trembles. You don't know whether to call her. You're afraid, not that she won't come, but that she won't know you anymore. What is actually happening in this moment? What's going on in her mind right now as she looks at you? The answer to this question will change you, and it will show you just how deep the bond between you and your cat really goes. Because cats don't remember the way we remember, but that doesn't mean they forget. It means something much more beautiful. Stay until the end, because the last part of this video will show you something you might have wished to know, but never dared to ask. Before we get to the moment she comes back, let's pause for a second, because most people have no idea how a cat's memory actually works. And once you understand that, you'll see this moment at the front door completely differently. Cats don't remember in pictures the way we do. They don't think, that was my home, that was my kitchen, that was my human. But here is something many cat owners never know, and that surprised me myself. A cat's brain stores memories primarily through 3 channels: smell, voice, and bodily sensation. And these 3 channels, they don't fade. Not after months, not after years. Your cat's face might forget you, but your scent, it is burned in, deep and permanent, like a fingerprint in wet concrete. Your voice? Your cat learned it during the first weeks of living together, the way a child learns their mother tongue. And the feeling of safety she had with you? That is not a thought. That is a physical state sitting deep within the nervous system. So, what does she hear when you call her name after 2 years? She doesn't just hear a name. She hears, "You are safe. It's me. Come." Now imagine something. You lost your cat 2 years ago. Maybe she climbed out an open window. Maybe a sudden scare chased her away. You searched, put up flyers, asked neighbors. Eventually, after weeks, you stopped. Not because you forgot her, but because moving on means letting go at some point. But in your head, there was always this one thought: what if she comes back? Will she know she has come home? Everyone who has ever lost a cat carries this question inside them. And the answer is more complicated than you think, and at the same time, simpler, and at the same time, more moving. Let me tell you something I will never forget. There are cases, documented, real cases from all over Europe, where cats found their way back home after years, sometimes from distances that cannot be explained. And in every single one of these cases, there was a moment that felt exactly the same. The cat arrives, hesitant, often exhausted, eyes wide. And then, in the moment the human speaks, something happens. The cat pauses, the ears go forward, the body releases its tension, and she comes closer. Not because she knows, this is my home, but because something inside her says, this sound means, I am here. You are safe. That is no coincidence. That is memory. But here is something most people never consider. What has your cat experienced in those 2 years? And what does that do to her ability to remember? A cat that has lived outside, alone, hungry, in danger, has switched her entire nervous system to survival mode. Every sound is a threat. Every unfamiliar touch is a danger. Trust is a luxury she cannot afford. And then she comes to your door, and hears your voice. And in this moment, in this single heartbeat, her brain has to make a decision. Between what she learned in 2 years, caution, distrust, distance, and what sits deeper, older, more constant, the memory that doesn't fade. Sometimes this moment lasts a second, sometimes minutes, sometimes hours. But what almost always happens is this. The cat stays. She doesn't run away. She stays, and she watches you. And that is more than you might believe. Because for a cat that had to survive alone for 2 years, staying means everything. It means, I know this sound. I don't remember why, but it means something to me. And now we come to the part one wanted to show you from the very beginning. When a cat returns after a long time, there are three phases. Three phases that almost always happen in the same order. The first phase, the cat is there, but she is not truly back yet. She might sit at the edge of the door. She looks at you. She doesn't move. This is not rejection. This is her brain working right now, weighing things, sorting things out. Let her be. Call her name, calmly, once, and then wait. The second phase, she approaches, slowly, often in zigzags, as if she were reading the air currents. She sniffs, the ground, the door, you. In this moment she is reading you, not your face, but you, your scent, your body heat, the rhythm of your breath. And then, the third phase, she touches you, maybe just with her nose, maybe briefly, pulling back immediately. But she touches you, and that is the moment when everything is said. Not with words, not with cheering, but with the quietest contact two living beings can have with each other. And this is where many people close their hearts, because they didn't know that this is already enough. A cat that comes back after 2 years and touches you has said more than she could ever say. She has said, I remember, not with my head, but with my body, with the deepest part of my nature. I was gone, but you are still here, and that means everything. But I want to be honest with you, because I believe you deserve the truth, not just the beautiful story. Not every returning cat reacts immediately. Some need days, some need weeks. And that is not a sign that she has forgotten you. It's a sign that she has experienced trauma. If you had to fight alone for 2 years, daily for food and safety, then you need time to trust again. That applies to humans, and it applies equally to cats. So if she comes back and keeps her distance at first, don't take it personally. Just be there. Leave her food out. Speak in your normal voice. Go about your day. She will watch you. And eventually, one morning or one evening, she will decide. Not because you persuaded her, but because her memory prevailed, because what sits deeper than fear was stronger. And that is perhaps the most beautiful thing I know about cats. Their memory for safety is stronger than their memory for pain. 2 years outside, hunger, loneliness, and yet, the smell of you is home. Your voice is the sound of, it is good, you are safe, I am here. No other animal in this world has developed this relationship with humans, this quiet, deep, unexaggerated trust that doesn't ask and doesn't demand, but simply is. And now I want to ask you something. Have you lost a cat? Or maybe you know someone to whom this has happened? Then think back to that moment, the moment the door opened, or when the phone rang and someone said, I think I found your cat. What did you feel in that moment? Not think. Feel. I bet it was a feeling you hadn't known before. A mix of disbelief, relief, fear, and something there is no word for. The word that doesn't exist, I call memory love. The love that comes back because it never really left. In you, and in her. And tonight, when your cat is sleeping next to you, just rest your hand on her fur for a moment. Feel how she breathes. And then you'll know, this animal has made a choice. Every single day, she could leave, and she stays. Not out of habit, but because she remembers you, and because you mean that much. Tell us in the comments if you have ever lost or found a cat, or if your cat has ever disappeared, even if it was just for hours. We read every comment, and every story matters. If this video touched you, then share it with someone who is currently missing a cat. Sometimes that is the best way to say, you are not alone. And if you want to learn more about the quiet inner life of your cat, the next video is already waiting, because we haven't even begun to scratch the surface. Because the most amazing thing about cats is, the more you learn, the more you will marvel for a lifetime.